And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and it is Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for the Toy News Action Figure News of the Week that interested me, that hopefully interests you again, as this is Toy News Part 2. Broke Toy News this weekend into 2 separate videos. Had so much news, had to break it up. This one is going to be more wrestling-centric, where the other one had pretty much everything else we do cover on this channel, or I should say channels at this point right here. But it's so much toy news this week, I just had to be split up. I didn't want to sit here and talk for a full hour. Not sure if I could hold anybody's attention. Who knows? Can I hold up everybody's attention for 10 minutes? I'm not sure on that either, but a lot of toy news to get into. This one going to be about wrestling. But first, a little bit of housekeeping. Housekeeping this week, or this month, I should say. Patreon, the giveaway, Greatest Hits Honky Tonk Man. Series 1, Target exclusive. This is the giveaway. Once again, hit the old link in the description down below. Check out the Patreon. And the toy news, once again, brought to us by Jay'sToysAndGames.com. Hit up Jay's Toys and Games. 3 stores in my area. You see them in the Toy Hunt videos. Now they are online, and they're going out with a bang into the online spectrum. They got all the brands you do love from the action figure game, of course. You get your Marvel, you get your wrestling, you get your DC, you get all points in between, including Cosmic and Mythic Legions over there at Jay'sToysAndGames.com. Use discount code Kyle, 15%. That is the savings. Some deals like no one else has over there with 15% off coupon with code Kyle. Once again, thank you, Jay's Toys and Games, for supporting the channel. So we got that going on as well. But now let's get into some toy news this week. And we will say Todd McFarlane and Mark Summers not on the couch here today. If you saw Toy News Part 1, they got all huffy and puffy. I did mess up. And just like I'll get called out. I'll get called out. Here's what the Saved by the Bell kids told me.
Dumb.
Stupid.
Crazy.
And you gotta look yourself in the mirror sometimes. Dumb decision on my part. It's not all my fault, but it's enough of my fault. Wait until the last minute. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll recap the scenario. Wait until the last minute to get my pre-order in for the Kickstarter. Of course, Medieval Spawn, McFarlane Toys. I set an alarm on my phone, got caught up. My phone was dead. It was on the charger in the other room. Had to have a meeting at work. Lo and behold, totally forgot about it. Missed it by about an hour. I did not get to back the 3 figures on the Kickstarter. Todd McFarlane, so offended, got up, took Mark Summers with him. He also left with no pants on, no shoes, no socks. Can't believe it. So Todd McFarlane, Mark Summers, avoided the couch, get out of here. They left. They're off to no man's land, so they're not even part of this video anymore. But man, can't believe I did that. I'm kicking myself day after day on this one. But that's it's never easy. It's not for the weak of heart, the action figure game. We found that out on this channel the last 5 years or so. Almost 5-year anniversary next year. Gonna have a super party for that one. Stay tuned. Subscribe. You know how it goes. But that's what happened. So I recapped that real quick if anybody was wondering. I don't know if anybody was, but I just need to get it off my chest once again. But now let's dive into the news. Let's get into the wrestling figure news here. I know that's what a lot of people are waiting for. They're just getting this with their hands going. Let's hear this wrestling news, Kyle. Okay, we got a lot of news to cover right here. Let's dive in. LWO 5-pack, the former Mattel Creations exclusive, now available on Ringside Collectibles. Ooh, Mattel. Ooh, you're grinding my gears here. We pre-ordered that a year ago, 9 months ago, 12 months ago, 13 months ago. What is time? What is pre-orders? I'm not real sure, but we did, and they did have our money for a heck of a long time. Let's just call it a year. We finally got it a few weeks ago, unboxed it on the channel. Everything was great. It was a good one. Check out the review. Now available on Ringside Collectibles. So guess what? They took my money for a full year when I didn't have to do that. I could have just simply went over and used discount code Kyle, saved myself 10% at Ringside Collectibles. Mattel, I'm not too happy about that one. So very interesting, and I think looking at patterns right here, I would say all Mattel Creation exclusives. Also, Jeremy Padour, oh yeah, I asked him, maybe he'll be on the couch next week. Jazzwares Vault exclusives, available on Ringside Collectibles. Mattel, Jazzwares Vault, I don't know if we use those sites anymore. Do we go there? If everything's available on Ringside, and it depends where you live, I've tested it. I went to the checkout for both. It's always cheaper for me with discount code Kyle. Once again, it is always cheaper for me to use Ringside Collectibles over the Vault, over Mattel Creations. Your mileage may vary right there, but it's a game of penny. It's a game of inches. That's what my wife always tells me. It's a game of inches and it's a game of pennies. She tells me that all the time. And that's what we got going on here. I'm going to save $2, $3 by going to Ringside. Guess what? I'm going to Ringside going on here. So do we need to pre-order these things? I don't know. If Ringside's just going to have it as open stock, I don't know. Really grinding my gears, though, this week. Very frustrated about that. I thought it was one and done. Yeah, this is your chance to get that LWO pack, and if you don't, you're going to have to go to the aftermarket. That was not the case at all. Same thing with these Jazzwares Vault figures. So the lesson of it is I'm going to Ringside. I should also mention Imperium, Dudley Boys, those all headbangers, all did go over, of course, to Ringside Collectibles. So make note of that. Do what you want to do. You got to choose your own adventure in life, but I found that to be very interesting. But now we're moving on to some other Mattel stuff. Very Mattel heavy in the front portion of this video here. We did see the upcoming WrestleMania Howard Finkel, the former Build-A-Figure from the Walmart Flashback Basics line a long time ago. I thought it was more recent than that, but it was not. So that is coming out, part of the WrestleMania Build-A-Figure. That is going to be Howard Finkel for those that didn't have it. Great to customize into other people as well and put a different head on there if you want to. We also saw Seth Rollins in hot pink. Oh, he's pretty in pink if there ever was. We also saw Bianca Belair, and I saw that one at San Diego Comic-Con. It looks really, really good. That is definitely the best Bianca figure of all time. I put this one, I believe, over her Ultimate, at least as of right now, but I thought that figure looked really good. We saw Bret Hitman Hart, old school Bret Hitman Hart. Like that one a whole lot. I think the head sculpt looks okay. It's not perfect, but better. Constant learning, constant improvement. Probably should have been improved by now. Hopefully it will be. Hopefully it looks good when we get it here at the table. And then finally, Hulkamania will live forever. Will it? Will it live forever? Well, it definitely does in 2024, the year of Hulkamania. I think we've had about 40 Hulk Hogan figures this year. I don't know. It's got to be at least 20. I bet we do a top 20 countdown at the end of the year of Hulk Hogan figures for 2024. Stay tuned to that. But we got him with the big banner going on. So if you need that, you need the Fink, you need all that, that is part of the WrestleMania Elite set. Once again, available on Ringside Collectibles. Discount code Kyle, save 10%. But now how about we move to the Legends line. Legends 25 just around the corner. Pre-order should be happening fairly soon. We got Psycho Sid. Very good timing on here. A lot of people want a Psycho Sid figure now because he has passed away, unfortunately. But an amazing looking figure. Love the face on this one. Love the gold winged eagle belt. Looking really good. Got the vest, all that. No fisted hands on here, which is a little interesting, but it is what it is. But that one is coming. We also got, well, guess what? Another Bret Hitman Hart figure. That's all coming up Bret Hart this year. And Hulk Hogan, of course. We got another Bret Hart figure. One I'm very excited about. I loved this gimmick back in the day. It is John Bradshaw Layfield. Something about a big, tough Texan I always loved. I always preferred that era, the Blackjacks era, you know, the Hardcore Champion Bradshaw era. Of course, the APA era. How dare I forget that one? Even Acolytes era. I preferred that over JBL. I don't know. Maybe I was in the minority there. It was too Ted DiBiase for me. But that being said, I still enjoyed it. I just like the other eras a little bit better. I love the big tough Texan. Can't wait to get this one here. Can't wait to compare it to the Bone Crusher on the channel. So stay tuned for that review as well. And then we got Rick Rude WCW version ×2. So the regular and the chase. Get the new title belt here. That is pretty cool. Originally that was supposed to be part of the Nitro Arena, all that kind of stuff we were going to get that we did not. Now we get it here. No robe, unfortunately, for Rick Rude, which really feels like a miss. Obviously came down to budgets for the line, but man, I would have moved Rick Rude somewhere else. We should always get a robe with Rick Rude. It was such an important part of the character. It feels naked without it, if you ask me. So we'll see what happens there. But we got that Legends 25. Pre-order should be in the next week, maybe 2 weeks from Target. Supposed to be shipping in January, so stay tuned for that. Going back to Build-A-Figure waves, go to the Royal Rumble Elite Build-A-Figure wave. We got the Great Khali for the first time in the Elite line. Now, we got many basics back in the day. We got Ruthless Aggression as well. All of those do work with our Elites, but now we're getting an official Elite one for Khali. I'm here for that. Give me all the great Kali's. And I love a Build-A-Figure. I love a big Build-A-Figure. So Kali coming in extra hot. No stranger to the line. Cody Rhodes looking interesting. Got his belt all the way around on him. They wanted to show off that nightmare is what they did. But a very colorful Cody Rhodes in a year of a lot of Cody Rhodes figures, of course. And I do think some of the charm might wear off on Cody next year now that CM Punk is back in the mix. There's rumors the Lucha Brothers have been signed and others. I could see Cody taking a little bit of a back seat next year. We'll still get our Cody figures, but I don't think we'll get as much because we'll get some of those CM Punks in that spot. We'll get the Lucha Brothers maybe in the back half of the year and a few other characters that might take up some of that. And I think that'd make a lot of collectors happy as well. No stranger to the line, Hulk Hogan returns once again. A more modern era Hulk Hogan, which is still probably 10 years ago, but a more modern Hogan. We're also getting the Hurricane back in action once again. Instead of a mask, a little face paint action. And then Diesel. No stranger there, old Kevin Nash from his return at the Royal Rumble. Should be a fun set. Can't wait to unbox that one on the channel here. Now we dive back to Target for Ultimate Edition. We got the common man himself, Dusty Rhodes in the polka dot. A lot of people didn't get the polka dot back in the day. This will be their first polka dot Dusty Rhodes. Of course, very iconic for many, many people, myself included. A lot of people are going to want this one. I love that he has the Boss Man accessories as well for a little extra attention to detail. You can even use some of those with the prior Dusty if you want to do that. Of course, we'll do all that kind of stuff when the review comes on the channel. I believe that pre-order will go up with Legends 25. You'll be able to pick that one up at Target as it is a Target exclusive. Once again, no chase with that one, though, for those keeping track at home. And then, moving on to the regular Elite line, the meat and potatoes of the Mattel line, Elite 113. We got Kofi Kingston, always feels naked without New Day, but of course we got Xavier Woods just recently on the channel. Check out that review if you missed it. CM Punk, he's back in the traditional Elite line, got those macho trucks going on. Now remember, there was supposed to be a chase. That was canceled. We discussed that in the Toy News last week, 2 weeks ago. What is time? I'm not sure once again, but CM Punk coming back in the line. Dragon Lee, first time in the line. You guys know, once again, I love big figures. I also love masked wrestlers. We got Dragon Lee coming to the line here. One of the show stealers from San Diego Comic-Con was NXT's Trick Williams. Looking really good in action figure form here. Very excited about this one. Like what he's doing a whole lot. And also, Tiffany Stratton, former NXT, now on SmackDown. A lot of people like what she's doing. Really made a name for herself with the Money in the Bank. Going to be a hot one, I have to imagine, in more ways than one. Old Tiffany Stratton. And I think she's from Lake Pryor, Minnesota. I'll be up there in a couple of weeks. Stay tuned for that in October. Much more on come on that adventure. Some fun details worked out this week about a Minnesota adventure. So more to come on that. Stay tuned in the future right here. And then finally, we got Carlito, his return to the line. Yes, you heard it. He had a Mattel Basic once upon a time, but this will be his first Elite figure. And we're getting two of them with a regular and Chase. Of course, this is older Carlito. We know younger Carlito coming in 2025, so we'll stay tuned for that. But Elite 113 right around the corner as well. And then we move over to the WWE Superstars line. Of course, the Walmart exclusive, the bane of many a collector existence, including my own. One of the most frustrating lines I've ever had to collect in my life. Just gives me fits, as my grandma used to say. And that's exactly what it does. But we got Bret Hitman Hart. We got Jim the Anvil Neidhart. We got the Hart Foundation. Can we get British Bulldog maybe down the line as well? Get those classic jackets going on. I think that would be really cool. Hopefully they got that for 2025 if that line ends up continuing deep into 2025. We'll see what happens there. But we got Brett and Anvil. And then they got the one I'm most excited about. It is Cactus Jack. I love he's got the poncho going on. A 2-in-1 figure. Definitely picking up two of these. One to display with the poncho on. One to display with the classic cactus shirt going on. Wanted Dead or Alive, of course. More like Wanted Dead. He takes it one step from John Bon Jovi. And we talked about John Bon Jovi last week. No more Bon Jovi talk here. Get him out of here. But he is Wanted Dead. Not Dead or Alive. But Bon Jovi also Wanted Dead. I believe. But there it is. Jay's Toys and Games. They're swimming in Bon Jovi figures. So if you need Bon Jovi and you want to save 15%, go pick up a Bon Jovi figure over there. Tell them Kyle sent you. They'll be happy to get rid of that stock. They're like, this is going to go in the garbage, I think is what we're going to have to do with this. But once again, enough Bon Jovi on that one. But Superstars coming in hot. But that's not all the wrestling news. Now we got to turn our attention to everything else. And you know what Jerry Reed always says? We've got a long way to go and a short time to go. No one, and I mean no one, doubts the word and the wisdom in the guitar playing of one Jerry Reed. But Jerry Reed coming in hot. AEW coming in hot this week. We do got Brody Lee from the Vault exclusive talk about flashback, talk about luminaries, talk about throwback. We got an old school Brody Lee here. Not sure if this is one of 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. I'm guessing 3,000, but I couldn't make it out the sticker on there. But it is going up for pre-order same day as Demo Man over on Mattel Creations. It is going up on 9/25. Once again, going back to what I said, very possible this will be on Ringside Collectibles. So if you want to wait a couple of weeks, maybe even days, who knows, what is time? Once again, you could possibly get that at Ringside, maybe save some money too. Just saying there. But Brody Lee coming to the vault, 9/25. We also saw, finally went up for pre-order on Friday. We talked about it last week. It is finally here. Hardy Boys 2-pack Amazon exclusive. This could be one of the most popular Jazzware sets to date. Everybody loves the Hardy Boys. I guess they do. They love them boys, as we know. And with both of them leaving AEW, this is your last chance to get them. A lot of people are going to be jumping in on this one because, obviously, they're not going to have any more AEW figures. And it's a 2-pack. You can display this with some autographs on it. Would display beautifully. So if you're after that Hardy's, head over to Amazon. It is an exclusive over there. And then also AEW, but from Diamond Select and their statue line, we got Danhausen. This one looks really, really good. We unboxed the CM Punk Gallery, I think it was called, PVC Diamond Select AEW statue. We did CM Punk on the channel. I'm still long game, and I might pick up that Sting, but this Danhausen looks very, very nice. So if you're after this, you can hit up Entertainment Earth. I know they have it, of course. Discount code Kyle will get you 10% off all in-stock items. This is a pre-order, but it does, of course, $99 or more. You get free shipping, so with that code. So head over there if you're looking for that Danhausen statue. Should be pretty cool to see in the flesh. And I'm actually kind of surprised we didn't see that at San Diego Comic-Con, really, in all honesty. But we do got Danhausen coming in the Diamond Select statue line if you're into that. And now out of this week, we got something left turn. We didn't expect this to come. Just like that, it hit, and I love this. It's like an old-timey thing, especially in the toy industry. Guess what? Bam! We got 2 new figure collection Macho Man figures, and even better yet, shipping right now. How cool is that? Head over to Figure Collections, pick up your Macho Man, and then once again, we got discount codes for days on this channel now. Discount code Kyle will save you 10% on those Macho Man figures. Gotta get a deal. Save those pennies. That's what I'm telling you. But we got 2 versions of Macho Man. I thought that was awesome. A regular, plain, you know, paint by numbers Macho Man. Iconic Macho Man. What you think of with Macho Man. Then we got him in a jumpsuit as a variant. You gotta get the most out of your molds. We know how that works. But this one was really cool, as I never had this one on my bingo card. And gotta tell you, I never played bingo, so I never even had a bingo card. But the Macho Man in this jumpsuit is based on how he was represented in the air, or not the air hockey, just hockey. Just straight hockey. No air about it. But the old school hockey game that the wrestlers had back in the day from the WWF. Of course, there was Hogan, Jake the Snake, Big Boss Man. You'd get it. You've probably seen it. Look it up. But this is how Macho Man looked on that. I thought that was a very cool thing. I don't know if anybody else would have thought to give us that gear for Macho. So I really think that is a smart move there. And then even better, like I said, in stock right now. Pick them up. Figure Collections. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. We also saw Zombie Sailor toys, and I think I kind of went off on Zombie Sailor a little bit last week as well. I love Zombie Sailor's retros. I'm ready for his Elite figures. We saw Brian Pillman, King Kong Bundy like a year and a half ago about at this point, so I would really like to see those come to at least pre-order, hopefully sometime soon. But September 26th, this coming Thursday, we got Tajiri, Bloody Ric Flair, Bad News Allen, or Brown, depending how you want to view him. We got Mike Awesome. We have, of course, Abdullah the Butcher. Almost forgot Abdullah. So we got those guys coming from Zombie Sailor 9/26. It says pre-order. Am I not mistaken that these are supposed to be in stock, ready to go? I thought that was the case. Maybe they're coming a couple weeks after, but I thought originally when he was talking about these, they were going to be ready to go for us. That seems to not be the case. Looks like they're going to be pre-order, but 9/26 this line comes out. But once again, do we need to pre-order these anymore? Because I went to his website here today, and I looked, and you still see Paul Roma up there. You still see Hercules. You still see a lot of the Heels and Faces figures up there. No need to pre-order. You can just open stock, buy them. So once again, why do we let these companies sit on our money for such a long time when we can just open stock, buy them when they come in? Because every penny counts. If you can get that interest in your bank or whatever, Helps you buy more figures, helps you do something else. Nobody wants people sitting on your money, at least I don't. So I don't know what's going on here. I'm going to pay close attention to this one because I have a feeling these will be open stock on his site as well. So why you pre-order if you can just buy open stock? So that's really, once again, grinding my gears. I used that earlier, and that's what it's doing. It's grinding my gears because there's so many pre-orders going on, and it feels like we're funding pretty much everything at this point. It's become the norm, but we're seeing it swing back a little bit, just like figure collections did right here. So I'm hoping that's the model we get more in the future, as these long drawn out year, 2 year waits for things getting really old on our pocketbooks, and I think turning off some collectors as well, and really starting to turn me off. So that tells you something. I don't know what it tells you. Let me know in the comment. There you go. But that's coming from Zombie Sailor, September 26th once again. We also saw, last bit of news right here, New York Comic-Con right around the corner here. 1 of 1,000, big rubber guys, Sgt Slaughter. And apparently Sgt Slaughter will be there to sign the figure. He'll be at the Comic-Con. Now, we saw this at San Diego Comic-Con first announced. Now it's going to be here at New York Comic-Con exclusive. I'm here for it. Of course, once again, got to get the most out of your molds. Got to get the Slaughter repaint. This is a good pick for an exclusive like this, a limited edition one, because it's not his most iconic gear, but it is an old school gear for the Sarge. And it might even come with personalization. What's a Nemesis Enforcer? It could have that on there. We'll see what happens there. 1 of 1,000. Available on New York Comic-Con, of course, if you're going to the show. It will be for sale if there's any leftovers after the show. So take that info for what you're going to do with it. There you go. And then finally, a little bit more in the big rubber guys, LJN style, of course, Rush Collectibles. We showed off some pictures last week of some digital renders. They got Roadblock coming to their version of the LJN line. This week, they showed off a little bit of the artwork, and very inspired by the LJN, which I think is very, very cool. I like the inspiration. I was a kid of the LJN era, so I like what I see right here. However, once again, Roadblock doesn't scream LJN for me. I'm not sure there's a lot of people screaming for a Roadblock LJN. Going to be very interesting where this one goes. Now, for science reasons, I may pick this one up just to see, dare I say, what all the fuss is about. Yes, the fuss, it's there. I want to check it out, see what's going on. You got to know, Rush has been very controversial, to say the least right there. They've had a lot of controversy, and as Eric Bischoff says, controversy creates cash. Not sure if that's working out for them or not. I did unbox their first sets of retros, had some issues with the Chase Larry Zbyszko basically falling apart. The rest were not terrible. Ace, you thought they were terrible? Ace is woofing at me. He's woofing. Is Todd McFarlane coming back, Ace? Ace, is that Mark Summers? It's probably Mark Summers. He doesn't go very far. We know how Mark Summers is. It's not the heyday of Family Double Dare anymore. He's got things to do, and that couch is extra comfy. I lay it on every night. It's truly a comfy one. But where was I, Ace? You interrupted me there. You interrupted me. But I will check that out. In the retros, Zbyszko fell apart on me. The other ones were okay. Now, were they the best quality? That's to be interpreted. But I will say the French Angel, constant learning, constant improvement. We saw it with that French Angel figure. Too little, too late? Possibly, but it was much improved over the last one, so I want to call that one out right there. So make sure you're checking that out if it does interest you, once again, at the end of the day. And finally, La Resistance still up for pre-order over there at KWK. I think I said finally twice now, but finally right here. La Resistance ABC variant editions. They're going to extend the pre-order there to line up a few other things. I don't know if all the news is out yet as far as, because I haven't seen it all yet, but I've been told about it. But you can still use code Kyle, all capital Kyle, save yourself 10% on your La Resistance figures. Some more news on that coming from Sean over there at KWK, and a lot of cool stuff in the works as well, so stay tuned for all that as well. So there you go. So that is the wrestling toy news this week. Like I said, all the other stuff featured in Toy News Part 1. Such a big week, had to break it up. That's what we had to do. Going to have a very fun weekly purchases tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. I'll tell a little bit about my Slipknot story, some of my travels, some of that, and the weekly purchases. And of course, the new feature over there in weekly purchases, we got a mail girl. Yes, a mail girl delivering the mail every single week. So stay tuned for her as well. Tomorrow in weekly purchases, make sure you do join me. So there it is. Any toy news you're interested right here? Anything that really tripped your trigger? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day and then some. We're going to have more content for you over on Patreon. best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. You can also support the channel at PresentTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget my book, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstar Series, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, and now on Kindle. Yes, Kindle. I told you guys it was coming down the road. The time is now. It is available on Kindle. Appreciate the support. Check out me on Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and Instagram, and SirPaul64 on the X, the former Twitter. So there it is. Another toy news of the week. You know what I'm doing. Rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling, my way to a wrestling show.